Over spring break, we had the opportunity to go serve with Go Ministries in the Dominican Republic. Before going, I expected to see a lot of what I've seen on other mission trips that I've been in the United States, but I was really surprised by what I saw.
We did a VBS with the children of 2 of the different churches. For me, it was a really powerful experience because one, even though we didn't speak the same language, we could still communicate well enough to understand each other and to play together and just to have a really good time. It goes to show that kids all around the world are pretty much the same. They like jump roping and chalk, and the fact that God's love transcends all languages is just really incredible.
While we were there, we had the opportunity to go to an area that they call the Hole. It's an area that used to be a landfill, and it's just a giant hole in the ground. It has different houses and extreme poverty and lots of drug use, and we had the opportunity to go to a nutrition center down there and feed some of the kids that lived there and talk to Pastor Felix. He's a pastor that came down there and started a church down there in the nutrition center and water purification center, and it was a really amazing experience.
When we were in the Dominican, we did certain construction projects, and it gave me a whole new appreciation for construction workers and how hard that was, because we did everything by hand, lifting buckets of concrete and tearing down walls, and it was a challenge physically.
Construction was a very interesting experience because I've never done anything like that before. But when you work as a team with people who are all working towards the same goal, a lot more gets done, and trusting in God's strength really shows you that you can go beyond your normal limits.
On Sunday, we had the opportunity to worship with the Central Church, which is actually a congregation that Current partners with. It was a really neat experience for all of us to sing in a different language and worship alongside believers of a different culture, but still be unified in our worship. It was also a treat for me to be able to preach to that congregation, and they were so encouraging. It was a real privilege to see the influence that Central Church has in the Dominican Republic, and we even got to witness that influence as there was a baptism after the worship service.
I think one of the coolest things for me about this trip was just seeing the way that our students stepped up and how hard they worked. I know as a student pastor, I was so proud of them, and it was so clear to us that God was moving in their lives and that He was teaching them some incredible things.
The number one thing God taught me on this trip is that you can ask Him for anything. As long as you're doing work for Him, He'll give you the strength that you need to continue.
The mission doesn't end there. We're just as much missionaries overseas as we are back at home.